children from Ukraine is phenomenal. It's standing at over 1.5 million now who've crossed various borders to get to safety. We've these pictures coming in to us this morning. This is the Romanian border with Ukraine, and the flow apparently has been going on, well, for 48 hours now, and shows no sign of letting up.
And you can see, I mean, Laura was reporting that it is bitingly cold at the moment. You can see the snow falling there. We have issued 50 visas for Ukrainian refugees. A lot of criticism that our system is not moving fast enough. So we can speak to the Foreign Office Minister, James Cleverly, now, who joins us from Central London. Very good morning to you, Mr. Cleverly. How come only 1% of applications have so far been granted?
Well, this is unprecedented flow of refugees from Ukraine. The system that we have set up is new, and we are looking to process people through that quickly. And the numbers will, of course, grow, and they'll grow significantly as we do that. But in addition to the two routes that we have put in place for Ukrainians to come to the UK, we're also providing humanitarian and economic support to the countries bordering Ukraine, who are, of course, at the moment bearing the biggest burden of supporting refugees from Ukraine. So
Okay.
we're doing.
We'll talk about that, and I'm sure that's extremely welcome. There is a concern, and we are facing criticism from our French counterparts. The Interior Minister, Gérald Darmanin, said it is inhumane of the UK to turn away refugees arriving at Calais if they don't have a valid visa. People are making this desperate journey. We heard from our correspondent in Kyiv that even to get to the border can take 30 hours. And then they get as far as Calais and are being told, oh no, you have to go to either Paris or Brussels to apply for a visa. That sounds inhumane to any regular person.
Well, as I say, we are making sure that we have a process by which people can come to the UK. I know that my Home Office colleagues will be looking at those reports, because what they want to do, the Home Secretary is clear, supporting Ukrainian refugees. We absolutely will. We have these schemes in place, both for people who have family and for those that don't. And we want to make sure, of course, that that scheme works effectively and quickly.
Okay, but can I ask, Mr. Cleverly, you're a Foreign Office Minister. If I am fleeing with my children for my life, and the majority of these people will be women and children, not men of fighting age, because we know that they're being told to stay behind to defend their country. If I arrived at Calais this morning, but I didn't have a visa that had been processed, would there be a place at Calais to process my visa? Or would I be told to go back to Paris or Brussels to apply? Because bearing in mind, at that point, I would be utterly broken.
Well, look, I completely understand the emotional reaction that all of us have got when we see the images of people fleeing conflict and trying to get to the UK. We are making sure that the way to get to the UK is quick, it is easy, and so that we can support those people. We've had to create a system very quickly from scratch. That system is getting slicker, and it's getting faster.
Can I just press on point, Mr. Cleverly, before Richard picks up with his questions? Can I apply for a visa at Calais?
Well, the visas are always applied through British embassies in whichever country that they are in. If there are people who are getting to Calais that haven't got or haven't been processed, of course we will look at the practicalities of how we do that. Inevitably, that will need to be done in conjunction with our partners in France and more broadly. We have been working together internationally throughout the response to this. I have no doubt we will continue to do so, and our working relationship with the French and others has been exemplary through the.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cleverly. I'm just trying to press the point. If I've got as far as Calais, will I be told to go somewhere else before I'm issued a visa, or will that be issued in Calais? It's a simple question.
Well, as I say, visas are issued through embassies. Our embassy in France is in Paris, but if there needs to be an evolution process, of course we will look at what that looks like.
Well, look, it's not beyond. Look, this is a cock-up, isn't it? It's a straightforward cock-up. Other countries around the world, let alone in Europe, are accepting Ukrainian refugees without question. Look at Poland, taking multiple thousands of refugees with no questions at all, and they're welcoming them with open arms and accommodating them. And Susanna has repeatedly put to you in Calais, these same refugees are being told they have to go somewhere else to get their visa. That's a full-on British cock-up. And when are you going to fix it? You keep saying that you're going to strain every sinew to get it done, but when? I mean, by this afternoon?
Well, the reason there are so many people in Poland, of course, is because Poland is a country that
Can you just
borders.
answer that question? When's it going to be sorted? You keep saying you're going to attend to it. Well, when? I mean, when are these people arriving at Calais going to be accepted with no questions asked and just given the visa and allowed to come here? When will that happen?
Well, we can't do it with no questions asked, because when people come to the UK, we need to make sure they support it. We need to make sure that they have got somewhere to stay, that they have food, that if there are unaccompanied children, of which there are significant numbers, that there is a safeguarding process put in place. Those people who have come across to the countries in Eastern Europe, we are helping those countries do that with economic and humanitarian financial support, and we are making sure that our systems are able to support the Ukrainians that are coming here to the UK as well. And we do with our allies all the way across Europe.
Well, at the moment, it's just not happening. You've issued 50 visas, and it really has to be, as Churchill would have said, action this day. But look, we've got other things to talk to you about, other than these delayed visas. Gordon Brown was on the programme about an hour ago. He's calling for a war crimes tribunal, like the Nuremberg trials, that sentenced many of Hitler's Nazis and SS killers to be hanged. Do you support a Nuremberg-type style tribunal for Putin?
Well, since the Second World War, we have seen the International Criminal Court created, and we have made a referral with a number of other countries to that. That is a mechanism that has been created specifically for this. I'm not sure that we need to create a new bespoke one when we've got the International Criminal Court that has been created specifically for that. So that is the vehicle by which we think that war crimes should be assessed.
Okay, can we move on to the question of providing air cover for the Ukrainians? That has been pretty much ruled out, left, right and centre by NATO, because obviously it would risk getting into a direct conflict with Russian aircraft and Russian ground bases and all the rest of it. We understand that. But what about this question that America has raised very soon, possibly within the next 2 or 3 days, sending Russian-built Polish jets to Ukraine, which the Ukrainian fighter pilots will know how to fly because they're familiar with the cockpit layout. There's a great deal of concern that Putin will regard that as exactly the same as a no-fly zone and will respond possibly, well, who knows what he could do. It's impossible to predict. Are you concerned about that?
Well, throughout this conflict, we have made it clear that it would be inappropriate for NATO to be directly engaged in conflict with Russia. That would play straight into Putin's narrative that somehow NATO is the aggressor, when of course we all know that to be nonsense. We have provided military equipment support to the Ukrainians and training in that military equipment. We will look, as part of the Prime Minister's 6-point plan, we will look at what more we can do to aid them in their self-defense. And I don't want to speculate as to what that might be. And of course, in some instances, it's better that we don't discuss that publicly. But we have, and we will continue to support Ukrainians in their self-defense against this unprovoked and illegal invasion by Russia.
We're a nuclear power. How concerned is the British government at this unprecedented nuclear saber-rattling by Putin?
Well, look, we know that is a demonstration that he feels under pressure. This attack has not gone the way he has envisaged. But the point is, what we are saying, what we said all along, is that the Ukrainians will defend their country like tigers. That's exactly what we have seen. The best thing for Russia to do is, rather than talk about escalation, is they should recognise that this will not be successful. They have to fail, and they will fail in Ukraine.